live stream about something called the Mimetic theory of desire by Rene Girard, a French philosopher. And I know a little bit about it. And so basically, he unpacks the whole concept of the space of the I was about to say space goat of the scapegoat. And so um, this is it's kind of complicated, but to unpack it simply, um, imagine if you have like two kids playing with um, a bunch of toys. One kid reaches, child A reaches for a truck, a little toy truck, and then child B sees that this kid has this truck, and now this kid thinks it's really valuable, so now he wants the truck, and so they, they put a lot of emphasis on the truck, but what's really going on is with the mimetic theory of desire, you gotta have a appreciation for the word mimetic. So mimetic means to imitate. So this kid B is imitating, kid A, as the kid A kind of shows that it kind of knows what it wants, and it grabs this truck, and the kid B doesn't think about that. The kid B just sees the truck. Now, in a more expanded situation, think of a whole bunch of people, and then you have one person that seems to, be a little bit different. They kind of stand off, like they're a little bit different, and they wear, different clothes, and they listen to different music, and they're just interesting. So what happens is these people sort of like they start like following that person. They imitate that person. They gravitate to that person, and they start wanting what that person wants. And so what happens is in this situation, these people just can't cope. They can't do it, and so they start looking at themselves, and they start looking at the person they were trying to imitate, and trying to go after the things that they were going after, and they realize they can't do it. They can't have it. So then they blame him for all their problems. And so this was really the reason why I want to make this video, because this is what turned Rene Girard into a Christian, because that's what these people are doing regarding Jesus. And so you would think that a lot of people who are Christians who voted for Trump would understand this whole like scapegoat phenomena. So like Jesus absorbed the the sins of everybody, like because like so when you look at it like so before Jesus, people would like look to somebody else to follow, and they would also fight with each other to get what this person seems to get to have, and they also want to have it. And so now this, I hope I'm not being too confusing. So this kind of thing could happen throughout all of human history, where people then want to behave or imitate the person that they are admiring. And I kind of want to see how this kind of goes into the whole idea about the God complex, where people start worshiping others as gods. And maybe not literally, well, in the past literally, but like cut to the present. And so I'm trying to figure out where to go with this, because it seems like we are not looking into ourselves, and we're looking to a new set of characters. We're not looking at Jesus anymore as a model, because like Jesus as the model is like the person who says it's better to give than receive, and he healed people for free. He didn't expect any kind of payment for healing the blind man, and stuff like that. And so he feed the 500. He didn't expect people to pay him back. And so it seems like the message of true Christianity had been lost a long time ago. And I don't know, like so. it seems like so now these people who pass off as Christians, they're actually imitating people like Donald Trump. So, and he's compared himself to God, like, and he's here he is holding the Bible upside down during his his first term, right? So it just seems like something is amiss. Where now we're having people who are supposed to be Christian, but they are imitating a felon, you know, and they're imitating somebody who has the Midas touch of crap. Everything he touches turns to crap, and so and instead of blaming him or Trump or themselves, they're blaming immigrants. They're putting all their blaming on all the blame on immigrants, and I just I'm trying to you know bump this stuff around in my head, and I'm just like, how is it that somebody who is atheist discovers this mimetic, imitative type of quality or characteristic of humankind, only to become a Christian, and today all these Christians are like doing what he is thinking, but in reverse, where they're blaming everybody else but themselves for these problems. And so to look at this whole like mimetic theory of desire, you have to have a an object of desire, and then you have to have like somebody who desires it, and then you have to have a model who they project all of their stuff on about getting that object, and this could be for like ways of living, morals and stuff like that, and just an identity, and somehow, like with Jesus's case, he took all of the blame on him, and I can't help but think that like people, they used to like totally they were enamored by like someone like Michael Jackson, and then they eventually they start attacking him, and so they find weird things that he's doing and they attack him, and and I think a few other celebrities, a lot of celebrities that's happened to, and for one thing or other, but Michael Jackson really comes to mind, and boy, I don't know how Trump he plays into this kind of model where he is like the scapegoat, but he hasn't gotten there yet. It seems like, what will it take for people to turn on him like people turned on celebrities and other people, that they wanted to be like. And it's the same with Elon Musk. A lot of people seem to worship this guy, and there is some backlash on against him and Trump. Yeah, but these are by peoples whose amygdalas are a little less used. These are the progressives. These are the people who like the Gen Z, and all that. But I'm still waiting. Now I'm still waiting for this thing to happen with Trump, where everybody all just like, literally puts him on a cross. Like he, so that's something that I am going to be looking into, is how this mimetic theory of desire, plays into the bigger picture of things. And I am going to start, another video soon. And thank you.